Hello, welcome back to my channel. Oh my god, it cringes me out every time. I just don't feel like a YouTuber. Welcome back to my studio. So the last video I published was new year, new studio, moving studios, new vibe, new energy, new creative environment. As part of that environment, I'll link it in the description if you want to go back and catch up. We are no longer in a cowshed. Cowsheds and couture has moved on to homeowner and happy days. We'll go with that. So as part of it, I have my new pattern cutting table, and we've changed up the storage. I really wanted all of my fabrics to be on show so that I can reach for them quickly, so that I know what I've got. I do have a big cupboard here. I'm gonna be filming a studio organizational tips for a fashion studio video, so I think I'm gonna cover all of those aspects in a future video. But today I thought, rather than do a fabric haul, because we like to be sustainable, I was just going to show you what's in my fabric stash. What fabrics I've had for years, what fabrics I never really reach for, but 2022 is the year of selfish sewing. And so we're gonna have to blitz through it because there's quite a bit. But if you remember from my old studio, I had one shelf and I kept a strict rule that I would only ever keep all of my fabric to one shelf. So if it was full, then I'm not allowed to buy any more. I have to use that fabric available. And so that's what I'm kind of carrying through here. But they don't just fit to one shelf, because as you can see, these calyx units are boxes. So I think I have 3 boxes full at the moment of fabrics that I need to use. This does not include my wholesale fabric and my bolts of fabric, yada yada yada, that I obviously use for work. So let's just jump into it. No one likes a waffly intro, and that is my speciality. Speaking of waffly intros, the first textile I've got here then is this black cotton waffle knit. Now, if I get this nice and close, you can hopefully see that. I've got about ½ meter of this. In terms of width, so this might be another frustrating thing, because these are like almost archive fabrics. I've had them for years. I will tell you when I remember where I got them from. Whether or not they're still in stock, I don't know. But having a little nose at what textiles are around could, you know, I like these videos, so why not? So yes, I have a black waffle knit here, really kind of casual. Any fabric I mention, if you have a creative idea for it to turn it into a garment, please let me know in the comments. I was thinking some kind of relaxed luxe loungewear 2-piece set, like maybe a little crop t-shirt and a high-waisted short or something, because I've only got about ½ meter of this. But a black waffle knit, it's really nice and soft. Do you know what? I'm going to admit something here. I never wash my fabrics. I never did it in uni, never really did it in the industry. I mean, like, I obviously didn't do the production in the industry, but when I was home sewing, when I got back from work and stuff, never really washed my textiles, and I've never really had an issue with it. I've never really had anything shrink in the wash or anything like that. I mean, I'm not advising you do that, probably follow everything by the book, but I'm just saying, I'm so lazy, such a lazy sewist. So I've got quite a lot. This little square here is going to be my kind of casuals, my knits, my jerseys, my sweatshirting, my stretch fabrics. So I'm going to categorise my little boxes by fabric type and quality rather than colour, because last time I did a little poll on my Instagram story and asked what you thought I should organise it by, and I went Tumblr aesthetics and picked colour, whereas now I've got my organised squares and boxes to file away based on fabric type, which when I'm doing a sewing project is obviously going to be a lot easier to reach for. I have got this here, which is a almost like crepe neoprene. Now you might, it's a lightweight, midweight neoprene. You might recognise this as I transformed it into a belted sweater, and honestly this colour as the belted sweater in this fabric, a midweight, lightweight, midweight neoprene, someone gets so excited with these videos, gives the belted sweater just enough structure, and yet it still drapes beautifully. So the belt itself, I'll pop in a little photo here. So the belt itself had a lot of structure to hold its shape, but I've got a good 75 centimeters left of that, so I'll have to have a little think. Maybe I can do a little coordinating piece, or maybe I just make something completely unrelated. So I've got that left over, and then we have my viscose rib knit. Now I bought this in 2 separate colours. I've got a grey, a light grey, and I've got a kind of like wine red. That's showing up so bright on the camera, but it's actually a lot deeper, a lot more kind of Christmassy and festive. I probably have about 2 meters of each. I really wanted to do a kind of off the shoulder, form-fitting Bardot type top with this. I have loads of it. Another thing I love is like fine lightweight rib knit joggers or trousers, so that could be quite fun as well. And then we're entering sweatshirt in territory. So I've got your standard grey, I've got navy going on here, really kind of like beautiful fleece back to it, so it's nice and comfy. Again, I've got different tones of grey going on, and these are all almost scraps now. So again, I've done joggers, I've done belted sweaters in all of these, and these are kind of what's left over. So I don't know whether to do a kind of patchwork textile and maybe create it. I mean, look, we're talking like scraps with some of them. So I don't know whether to create a new scrap buster pattern. Again, if you have any ideas, you may or may not know that my scrap buster patterns, I always give them away for free, because just like this, 15% of textile waste ends up on the cutting room floor. I've been saying that statistic for years. I don't even know if it's changed, but you know, it's wasteful. We know how wasteful sewing can be. And so if you can think of a really good scrap busting pattern, then I'll make it and I will give it to you for free, and you can use up your scraps as well. The next one coming up, which is quite exciting, I can never keep secrets from you guys. The next one coming up is actually going to be a mannequin arm. And the reason why it's a scrap busting pattern is, although you can fill it with wadding and polyester filling, recycled polyester filling, it's great to fill it with your fabric scraps as well. And then you can just pin this arm onto your mannequin and you can start draping sleeves and everything. So keep your eyes out for that, because that's the next one that's going to be coming up and launched. So I mean, I really am blitzing through them, guys. I'm not going to know fabric composition. I probably even got the fabrics themselves wrong. But this is going to be my informal, casual, athleisure-y, comfy t-shirt kind of storage box. So let me just pop these in here. And then we've got our jerseys. So this was gifted to me. My stepmom gave me this, actually, I think. There is so much of it. Absolutely four-way stretch. Navy, almost like a sateen finish. This would make a really nice kind of draped gown. I don't know how translucent that is. Can you see me? Woo, no, we're good. So I've got loads of this. This would be a really fantastic draping fabric. Even if I wanted to toile a design, I think that's another thing, is wearable toiles. I don't think we always have to. I've got bolts of calico, I've got bolts of muslin, but creating a wearable toile is actually, this is so big I can't even fold it, hang on. Creating a wearable toile is actually, I must have about 3 meters here. Oh wow, I've got so much. How exciting, I could create such an amazing drape design. Creating a wearable toile, as I was saying, is such a sustainable approach to the fashion process. So I think I might do that. This is definitely, not the kind of fabric you would make a dress for a holiday in. This is literally a fabric you would sweat in. Remember those like cheap dresses that, I don't know, there was always a shop called Quiz or something by us. Like, it's that kind of fabric. Yeah, I hope you know what I mean. Anyone in the UK might know a quiz store. This is just a jersey. Funky little print on it. Not really my colour, so I'll probably use this for toiling as well. Probably make a cute little pyjama set or something. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but ample fabric there. And I got that off my stepmom as well. Let's pop that in there. They fill up fast, these cubby holes. This is a black Airtex fabric. So in terms of activewear, this could be really good for a gym top or a gym set. So you've got the fine kind of mesh holes in that. So yeah, so I don't know how much I've got of that. Probably just over 1/2 meter as well, which is fine for gym gear, isn't it? I could even have that as panel inserts on a sports bra. Every single year, I try to promise myself that I'm going to make underwear, whether that's a sports bra or lingerie. Every single year, I never get around to it. So keep me accountable, my friends. Maybe I will create some kind of funky sports bra design and use this Airtex. So there's that. Lots of blacks, darks and neutrals going on in here. Another thing I would love to explore this year is my personal colour tones, colours that would flatter me with my skin tone, with my complexion, with my hair, with my eyes, all of that. So might do a video on that as well in terms of styling for your unique complexion, because there's a lot of colour theory, believe it or not. I'm currently looking like a booba in this jumper and I'm blending in with my block patterns, but very interesting. I want to try and elevate my wardrobe away from darks, even though that is definitely my comfort zone. Are you the kind of person who always wears darks or neutrals, or are you a bold, colourful print kind of person? Let me know. If you are watching this on YouTube, drop your Instagram handle, because I always want inspiration, or you can come and follow me at Digital Pattern Library. Because yeah, I want to just push beyond my comfort zone. I don't think I'd push as far as this. This is a neoprene, again, gifted to me by my stepmom. Amazing. Kind of psychedelic marbly pattern, which I love. So another thing I absolutely love challenging myself to do is making designs from fabrics that I don't necessarily find attractive, but the challenge is in that, so I have to make the design attractive. And that's why I kind of hold on to these things. I mean, it doesn't take much for us to hold on to our fabrics, does it? Like, absolute hoarder, anything creative. Moving studio was such a cleansing process for me to let go of patterns, to let go of, like, not so much textiles, because you can recycle paper patterns, but as you'll see, I mean, we're literally on cubby hole 1. I've got 2 more of these to get through. Cotton jerseys, these are also offcuts. I made a high neck top with completely impractical sleeves, but we know I love an impractical statement sleeve. I mean, look at these. Like, these dip in my cups of tea all the time. Terrible. Again, I made a ruffle tee out of this, but offcuts again. So a lot of scrap buster pattern ideas are gonna have to come through. And then I made another ruffle tee out of this, and this is just a red cotton jersey. But I paired it with a pair of red asymmetric culottes, and everybody thought that that outfit was a jumpsuit. Proper Valentine's Day vibe. I actually sell it as a pattern bundle, so by the time this goes out, Valentine's Day isn't going to be that far away. So definitely go and have a little look at that. Asymmetric culottes and the ruffle tee. Such a lovely combination. Try and colour match that and illusion people into thinking it's a jumpsuit as well. This cubbyhole over here then is so many false leathers. There's a disclaimer here, guys. Over my career, I have been gifted and I have admittedly bought in the past, I'm talking over 10 years ago, before I explored my morals, values and ethics. I have bought, there's furs in here, and there are leathers in here that I bought from a company. Now in the UK, I do believe that any furs or leathers for fashion have to be a byproduct of the meat industry. I have kangaroo fur. I'm gonna keep this in and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I certainly wouldn't buy anything like that now, but 90% of all the leathers in here I've inherited or they've been given to me, and I would say 60% of those leathers are false anyway, faux leather. So, kicking things off, it's neither a leather or a fur, but it is some kind of velvet corduroy. Oh, I hate the feeling of velvet. I really, really hate it. But I made a nice little bohemian, well, it was more gothic than bohemian because, I mean, look at it. But I made a nice little bohemian tee. So these are all offcuts as well. I really don't chuck my offcuts out. There is so much you can do with it. This might actually, I've just had a really smart idea. This might actually make such a cute bralette. And I'm not talking proper underwear. This isn't a very breathable fabric, but maybe like a cute little bralette that you can wear and style over layers. That would be so much fun. So we've got a black corduroy. We've got some black sequins here. This is from my graduate collection. It's like a trip down memory lane, but look at them. Oh, honestly, this is such gorgeous quality feeling fabric. Sewing with sequins is always fun. Again, I have another, so the last time I used this, I cut out a little black fish and did an applique tutorial over in the DPL Atelier. And so I taught my members how to add sequins or any other kind of applique to your sewing projects for a really unique look, but a professional finish. So that's the last time I used that, which puts a little smile on my face. What have we got here then? Ooh, we've got more linings. Look at this gorgeous, like petrol blue colour. I'm filming this end of December, so the light is actually waning. But this is definitely a kind of cotton sateen in a gorgeous petrol blue colour. There's quite a lot of meterage there, which is exciting. I don't know what to do with that. Lightweight Georgette again in a nice petrol blue colour. God, they're very complementary to each other. Have no idea where I got those from. Some of my textiles in this table are actually almost dead stock from working with clients, and I think that that is where they are from. I might have a client project come in, my client purchases the fabric for the project, we complete the project. Some clients want the fabric back, of course, and others just say keep it. And when I get to keep really beautiful colours like that, it's a nice little perk of the job. I've got a nice kind of sage green, deep olive Georgette there as well. Don't know what to do with that. I used to love working with slippery fabrics for the challenge of it, but now I've kind of fallen out of love with them. So any projects, tips or tricks for me to get back into love with them, that would be fab. Made a pair of asymmetric culottes out of these. These are absolutely a polyester. Yeah, doesn't crease, which is great for a trouser, and it did actually feel quite luxe. Had a really nice drape to it on the wide leg. I've got a beige, I think this is double Georgette with the thickness of it here, which is really nice. Again, if I'm talking about colours, I just feel like this washes out my skin tone, so I might have to do a little bit of selfless sewing. And then I've got all of my leathers. Now there's some really beautiful leathers in here, and another thing, I sound like a broken record, but another thing I would love to try is handbags and accessories. And I am not a handbag or accessory designer. I have very little experience in construction of them, but don't we all love a challenge? Don't we all love a challenge? And even if I made a crease backpack in these leathers, I think that could be quite cute, and just play around with hardware instead of upcycling a shirt. So I've got this cream leather here. This has obviously been used and cut, but a nice big skin, which would suggest to me that that is cow leather. I'm also saving my best cubby hole till last, because there's one cubby hole where I keep all my pretty fabrics in with all the prints and all the colours, and so we'll be going through that in a moment. This is kind of a really nice muted mauve. This would make, oh, it's so soft, it's such a lovely texture. Again, I believe that this is a real skin, a real pelt. I don't know what of. I inherited this. This was given to me. And these are given to me years ago, so you really can see that I kind of barely reach for them. I do think if we're talking in terms of sustainability, then throwing it out can be just as damaging as not using it. So although I don't buy leathers and furs new anymore, I don't buy them full stop. Those that I do have in my stash, I do plan on using, because I do just think it's going to be a much more sustainable approach than to just discard them and throw them away. And I'm really sorry, but they are beautiful. So this is a suede, but it's like a gorgeous kind of mint colour. Oh, I just don't know what to do with them. And the thing is, because they're so beautiful, I do want to do them justice. I want to make something beautiful with them that I can treasure and that can last for a very long time. This I know is lamb leather, because oh no, it's this one that's lamb leather. This again is a type of suede, but again the size of this I would say is lamb as well. Oh god, they're so soft. They are such gorgeous textiles. Probably shouldn't be storing them folded, so there's that. I'm gonna have a little look at how to best treat them if you do store them folded like me and you're tight on space, and how to get the creases out. I might have a little look on that. This is lamb's leather because I bought it for my graduate collection. This is a really nice quality as well. I also have a coat that belonged to my mum, God rest her soul, that is like butter. The leather on it is like butter, and the coat is very I know what you did last summer, but I want to upcycle the textile itself. I want to upcycle the leather into something more timeless, into something more contemporary that will last forever and is very well constructed. So those are the kind of times that I will use leather and incorporate leather. I've already cut a piece out of that coat to fix a other coat of my dad's, which is really sweet because I used my mum's coat to fix my dad's coat and he was really loving of it. But he had a leather collar that had started peeling, and so I used my mum's coat to fix that, which was just a really nice touch. These then are the faux leathers, and they're a lot more upholstery intended, but I have a chocolate brown false leather tan colour. These could be really good. With the false ones, it could be really good for me to actually sample on, experiment on, and then we have a kind of mid-brown there, and then finally, I mean, wow, talk about shocking blue. So a really kind of bright electric blue, which is quite exciting to use as well. This is a cotton drill, and I made a pair of asymmetric culottes and I clashed the prints, and I absolutely love how they came out, but this was a lot more structured on the, I think it's on the left leg than it was on the right, which was always fun to experiment with. But I've got about half a metre left of that as well. I mean, half a metre is that awkward amount of fabric, isn't it? And so what I will tend to do when I've got half a metre of something is I will make a design that clashes prints, and I'll try it without it being like patchwork and Frankenstein. I'll try and make something that's really considered, and so I'll try and really consider what prints I clash together. And I think those asymmetric culottes were definitely successful, but I still have a good half a metre left. This is just a classic polyester in light beige, but the colour came out a lot more yellow toned than I thought, purchasing on an LCD screen. I think this was in a remnant sale as well. I've got 1.5 metres. Oh, here we are, yeah. We actually have a label on this one, which makes it easy for me to tell you what it is. So we've got 1.5 metres of this, but I freaking hate the tone of it. It's really not my cup of tea. This is just a stretch trouser fabric in beige. So this is cotton. This will be cotton as well. Does this have a little label on it? It might do. No, I don't think it does. Oh, I can feel one. 1.5 metres, 98% cotton, 2% spandex. Now, if only I could give you that information on all the others that I've just very amateurly blitzed through. But this is a cotton stretch for trousers. Again, the colour, what was I thinking with all of these kind of blur, muted, beigey tones? Maybe I could get a little bit of fabric paint. Maybe I could do a little bit of fabric manipulation to turn it into a textile that I like. I mean, already I'm thinking of putting maybe yellow splodges on it. Watch that space. See, another reason I quite like this YouTube malarkey is I can replay these videos and rewatch what inspiration came to my mind when I was pulling them all out. Because another thing I very rarely do, and let me know if you do this, is I very rarely pull out my textiles and have a look at actually what I've got, which is a big old reason as to why I wanted them displayed in this table. But even then, they're very low down. I'm sat on the floor, so I need to refresh my mind from time to time. This is a really nice, this is definitely cotton twill, and this was from my graduate collection in this kind of charcoal grey I made. It wasn't from my graduate collection, it was from my pre-collection, and I did an entire collection based on Doomtown, which is just this really fascinating military testing site in the Nevada desert where they basically nuked fabricated towns and mannequins and dummies, and it's really bloody creepy. But I made a very utilitarian, military inspired collection, which is what they're from. How funny that we can like annotate or connect memories to textiles. Like, I do think fashion is just such an emotive, tangible, tactile process, and like even going through these you can see the smile on my face. It's just nice to have these memories. This is, oh, I don't know, this must be about a 10 ounce 12 ounce denim. Made my dad a pair of jeans out of this. Got quite a lot of it left, so jean masterclass, anybody, let me know. Always good to have denim in your repertoire. I don't know if you've seen in old videos, but I have a 4 ounce denim on a bolt that I use for wearable toiles as well. This is a latex, a rubber latex, kinky, so I've got quite a bit of that. I wonder what I could make. Using copy decks on the seams with this. Oh, that glue that smells, latex glue that smells like fish. I couldn't even tell you what this is, but it's like fabric for a rain mat or a, well, I mean, I made a lightweight trench coat out of it because I wanted it to kind of billow. So it's very lightweight. It's been treated. It's kind of got a waterproof film on it, so it's definitely been coated. But yes, I've got about a meter left of that. So I don't know what I could make. Like, can I get a coat out of a meter? Not a big billowy one, at least. But again, that's in the charcoal grey, so you're going to be able to see how I pieced together my collections and how these textiles complemented each other in the range. Oh, it's useful having lanky arms to fold all of this. I'm going to hate myself trying to put this back in the table. False leather, kind of like a bright orange tone tan colour, and then another bit of false leather, which is a chocolate brown. That rounds off this cubby hole. Let's move on to the final one. So, first things we've got here, it actually starts ugly at this end and goes prettier to this end. We've got your kind of technical fabrics, we've got swimwear fabrics, dancewear fabrics, your kind of lycras, all of that. Don't judge me, I did not purchase this. It was another one donated to me by my lovely, lovely stepmother. But great for toiling. And like, you know, I mean, even this textile, I don't actually think I could make a pretty design out of it. Maybe I'm just not that advanced as a designer yet. It's kind of like a sickly lemon with a pale baby blue, a pink, and a black cheetah spot. So your guess is as good as mine as to what I do with that. We have a satin here that is gorgeous. I've got quite a lot of it. This is going to make quite a nice kind of formal top, evening dress, cocktail dress. I would say this is almost like a coral colour, but like a deep coral. 4-way stretch lycra swimwear kind of thing. Again, I do not think I'm going to be pulling this colour off anytime soon, but I was thinking of making like quite a one-shouldered ruffle piece. I don't know, I'll have to look for inspiration. Okay, I said I stored these based on textile, but somehow some Georgette has snuck its way in there, which again is a wine colour. The camera isn't quite picking that up. The colours are coming up very, very different, but this is quite a deep wine colour, much like that viscose rib knit, the fine knit on the other one that I showed you. We have got lining, more linings by here. If I just pull these out. So I've got a really nice kind of satin nude, very bridal, blush coloured satin there. You may have seen me use this on my selfish sewing dressing gown. In fact, for those that follow me on Instagram, you will have seen the entire design process. I do have it saved under a highlight reel, and I've used this on the on just design details on my dressing gown robe. So I've got the bias binding finish on the inside of the sleeve. I've got it piped onto the pocket on the front. I've used it as a bit of piping. I just really thought it complemented this kind of green, but this is a satin with gold detailing, gold thread detailing, really kind of nice pinky blush colour with white and black flowers on it. So in terms of the drape quality, it doesn't drape as much as I would have liked it to. It's got a bit more structure to that, but that in itself would make a lovely robe as is. I then have another viscose twill. It's kind of like got a little animal spot on it, or an abstract paint splodge, what you want to call it. I've got 2 meters of this. My friends, I would love, L-O-V-E, love.
Ah, love. L-O-V-E, love.
Love with a capital L, to get through one freaking video where I have my makeup on and I look presentable. Just for one whole video, that would be great. Yeah, so I was fighting against the light. I'm sorry, you've seen me with my hair down, but it's gotta go up now. I once posted a video online, actually it was a paid for ad, so it's even worse. And the comment I got was, why do all these young girls wear cupcakes on their heads? Well, I'm sorry, but I'm really sorry that I don't put massive effort into presenting myself on the internet. I mean, I've got no excuse. I'm sorry if that triggers you. I'm sorry if a cupcake on my head triggers you. Try having to muck out horses, walk a dog, run 2 businesses and keep you together. Sometimes it's just a really easy way to get through life. Anyway, the last video I shot, I was absolutely racing against the light. The quality of the video towards the end was not good. So although the quality of this is subpar, is below average, I do want to make the quality in the actual content I'm giving you above par, above average. That would be great. So, second video of the year, going great so far. Third video, let's cross our fingers that I can get through it, maybe present myself, maybe look like I've taken a shower for once. We'll see. Anyway, where did we get to? Look at how I presented it now though. This looks so much nicer. I just kind of folded them and stacked them. Maybe I'll skip through the ugly fabrics. I think we covered these. So these are all kind of linings, lycra, swimwear, all of that kind of stuff. All the kind of ugly stuff that I don't actually know what to do with. But like I say, I like challenging myself to create something beautiful out of a textile I don't necessarily find beautiful. Here we have a viscose twill that I'm actually planning on turning into a jumpsuit, but the jumpsuit itself, I've only got 2 meters of this. I love it. Look at the print. This is me being bold, says the girl in a grey hoodie that's completely washing her out. Yesterday, I had my day before yesterday, I had my COVID booster jab. Honest to God, the first vaccine, fine, didn't even feel anything, carried on with my life. Second vaccine, I was a little bit lethargic the day after, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe I had a headache. This booster vaccine completely wiped me out. So another reason I'm looking like this. Yesterday, I literally spent the day mostly in bed. I was feeling very sorry for myself, and it was so weird because just like a light switch, 5:15 in the evening rolled around, bam, I felt better. It was so bizarre. Anyway, so this viscose twill, I've only got 2 meters of it, and I'm trying to create a very statement high fashion jumpsuit which has quite a lot of volume in it out of 2 meters. So that's another reason that this design is taking me a little bit of time. But I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna use that gorgeous fabric because that is me being bold with colour. We then have this abstract, I want to say it's a linen mix, a linen blend, but it's got a gorgeous kind of paintbrush abstract print on it. That's absolutely gorgeous, really like that. We definitely went through this, we definitely went through that one. Then I started bragging about this one. Look at the print on this. I have, oh, isn't it beautiful? It's so autumnal. I've got about 2 to 3 meters of this as well. This, I believe, is like a poly crepe. It's definitely got synthetic fibers in. It doesn't feel that breathable. It has a gorgeous drape to it. But oh gosh, I don't even know what to make with it. This was definitely a fabric purchase where the fabric inspires you first, not the design or pattern. And so anytime I do see a fabric that I have no idea what to make with it, but I think I need that, I have to have that fabric, then I will buy at least 2 to 3 meters just to give me that wiggle room so that I can, you know, not make a jumpsuit design that is taking up all the volume and all the space. But it's just so gorgeous. It's got such a lovely drape to it. Really, really nice stuff. This is definitely a linen blend or a linen viscose. Look at this! I just love the print. I think it's a really kind of fresh take on an animal print. Like, it reads tiger to me, but not in a kind of Pat Butcher, ab fab kind of way. I think this could be really cute as a little summer two-piece, a little holiday wardrobe. Not that I bloody go anywhere. The Lake District is about the extent of my travels in recent years. Me and Ben will have been, well, we've been together just gone 6 years now, and it's a rather big birthday coming up for me in 2022, this year, when this video goes out. It's a rather big birthday coming up for me, and me and Ben, first world problems, have never gotten on a plane together. We've never been on holiday together. Again, try dating a farmer. So I'm really, really, really angling and like trying to encourage him to take me to Rome. I've never been to Rome before. Ancient Rome is what I just did in the latest 3-day design challenge. That was my answer to the challenge. So I'm just angling for it. And if he does take me, I'm definitely going to create a holiday wardrobe using this. Beautiful. We then have a also very summery gingham check. This would be so cute as a sundress. Speaking of sundresses, the next DPL Atelier framework, which, as you know, because don't shut up about it, create, cut, construct, is going to be about a sundress. So we're going to be designing our very own sundress designs, original ideas. We're going to be pattern cutting it without the overwhelm, and we're going to be constructing it ready for June, July, summer months. So from April to June, the next framework is going to be a sundress. We are currently in January studying and developing and designing our very own shirt designs. So either come and join us, because every 3 months we rotate the cycle and we pick a new specific garment to make. So if you come and join us for an annual membership or a 3-month membership or whatever you want, there's no strings attached at all, I promise you. Then, if you did join us annually, you could make 4 original garments, original design ideas that are thought up by you over in the DPL Atelier. So I definitely know that I'll be using that, whether I make a wearable toile, whether I make my final sample sundress, I'm definitely going to be using that in the next framework. I then have this, which I believe is a GOTS certified muslin with cute little lemons on it. GOTS or GOTS or whatever is the Global Organic Textile Standard. So this might be Oikotex certified inks and print as well. So this is a sustainable little number. How cute is this going to be for the summer as well? I have so many delicious summer fabrics in here. I've then got this white seersucker. So this is just, I've got 2 offcuts of this. I think I have 1 meter, a 1 meter piece, and then I have like a 1/2 meter piece cut separately, and I picked them both up in a remnant sale. So just a really nice standard white seersucker, but that's going to make a really cute, maybe I'll like do a little gathered layered midi number. Oh, again, let me know in the comments what you do with these textiles. And if I like the ideas, guys, if I like the ideas, I develop the ideas and design them, I turn them into a pattern for myself, and then I can release it as a pattern for you. Isn't that an amazing circle of life? I think I went through these, but these are just shirting fabrics. We've got a maroon stripe and a very unique check with kind of pink glitter running through it. But I must admit, that is the softest fabric. This is like your classic shirting cotton. This one has a much more soft, luxurious feel to it, maybe more like blouse fabric. I then have this abstract, this must be a linen viscose as well, but it's like brown and pink with the pattern, which I quite love. And I've already thought of a kind of streetwear two-piece design that I want to create with that. It's a little bit more structured, so that's going to be quite fun to play around with on the stand. We also have these checks, again a gingham and much more of a check there. So I love kind of clashing fabrics, but I don't know how this is going to go with a yellow. But I was thinking of like a yellow sundress with like half the bodice in this colour and trying to clash the fabrics. Very successful when I did the asymmetric culottes, and I will maybe pop an image in here if I haven't done that already in the video. In here. I am so easily entertained, it's actually embarrassing. But I don't know if the brown and the yellow go quite well. I don't think that yellow is very good for my skin tone anyway. Maybe if I have a tan and a little bit of makeup on and I'm not that red-faced on a YouTube video, that would be great. And then I also have this other, I believe, again, this is a linen viscose, but it's very, very fun. And I love this. And again, I think a little two-piece or just a really nice top, or maybe even like a mini sundress would be really cute in that. And I like green. This doesn't read green on the camera. It is kind of greeny brown, but it's a lot more green in real life. So love that as well. Half of these textiles have been picked up in a remnant sale. It's very rare for my personal sewing projects that I actually go out and buy 2-3 meters of something. What I'll try and do is buy dead stock. I'll go in a remnant sale. So 90% of this, I'd honestly say, were bought in remnant sales, which is why I have to think of like little two pieces or a smaller sundress or maybe just a blouse to obviously work within the meterage that I have. And then finally we have our shirting fabrics as well. These would be a great way to pattern clash. If you were just getting into kind of mixing prints, clashing prints, I don't profess to be a, you know, guru, not the right word, sorry, cultural appropriation. I don't profess to be like skilled in that area. So if you are just getting started in clashing your prints, a great way is to stick to the same colour palette. There's variations in the stripes here in terms of size. I look really funny poking my head around the side. Why do I look like an egg? This cupcake is coming back to traumatise me. And then I have a really fine check there with quite a quirky little pattern on it. That's it, my friends. If you do have a big fabric stash, I would really advise that you go through it just to refresh your memory, just to fall back in love and connect with why you got the textile in the first place. What I tend to do when I think of a design and I have a textile already that I want to put with the design, pair with the design, is I will just cut a little sample using pinking shears or otherwise. Like here, look, you can see that I've cut off the edge. Ugh. You can see that I've cut off the edge there, and I will just pin that to my cork board, and I will just visually have it everywhere so it reminds me to use my fabric stash. That is the most sustainable way of sewing is to use what we already have, and that's not just with textiles, that is with notions. If I throw out a bra, not that many of my bras are underwired with my 2Ps on an ironing board, but if I throw out a bra that does have underwire, I'll keep the underwire, as long as it's not stretched out of shape. I do really encourage you to go through your fabric stash, and if you find a textile that has just reignited your creativity, if you find something and you think, God, I forgot I had this, what can I do with this, what can I turn this into, please tag me on social media at Digital Pattern Library over on Instagram, same on Facebook. I really want to kind of start the conversation of using what's in our stash, falling back in love with what's in our stash, and of course, if you want help designing, pattern cutting, and turning these into tangible garments, 2D ideas into 3D designs in a simple but powerful way, come and join me in the creative community in the DPL Atelier, because this is what we thrive off of. We really love connecting the dots, going through the entire fashion process through Create, Cut, Construct, trademarked framework, signature framework. We've stumbled upon gold dust. Then I really encourage you to come and join us. And if you have ever bought a PDF pattern from me before, whether that is the belted sweater, the ruffle tee, the asymmetric culottes, whatever, I'll give you the difference, the price difference. I'll give you the money off that PDF pattern if you come and join us in the DPL Atelier for your first month. It's a win-win situation. So keep me updated. Let me know in the comments what you do with any of these textiles. And on the next video, I promise I will try and be a bit more professional and present myself and not undermine myself in front of the YouTube world. So peace and love, my friends, and I will catch you on the flip side.